everyone. Welcome to this weekly update from the city of Peekskill. My name is Andre Rainey, and I'm the proud mayor of the great city of Peekskill. Today is September 15th, and I'm joined by our awesome city manager, Mr. Andy Stewart. How you doing, Andy?
Doing fine, Mayor. Doing
Good, good.
fine.
Welcome back. Good to see you once again. We had a very interesting council meeting last night. It was probably one of the shortest meetings I think we've ever had since I've been on the council. We were pretty much finished by 8:30 p.m. And we reinstated public commenting too. So that went by very, very fast last night. I was surprised to see it go by so quickly, but it was a great evening. I want to just give a quick shout out to the curators, Ronald Hatfield, and to the Wood Barnes for the Stop the Violence rally event that they held in the city of Peekskill, the virtual rally event they held in the city of Peekskill at the Paramount Theater. It was a phenomenal event. The message came across wonderfully. And it had I want to say over 1,000 views when I looked at it yesterday. So that was, I mean, within 2 hours of the show, they had about 800 and something views. So I'm sure it's going to get a lot of traction. So thanks for bringing that to the city of Peekskill and to the artists that came, Styles and Jada Kiss and all of the local artists that came and performed. Thank you as well. And Andy, thanks for all your work on that, because me and you did a lot of work behind the scenes, but I
Yeah,
know you did especially.
it's important for people to understand that the city has always been a place where cultural and musical events take place, but during these times, obviously very restricted due to the COVID safe rules. And so we're very happy that the folks who run Paramount Theater were able to rent stage space and provide the technical services
Absolutely.
that the organizers needed in order to do a virtual event, which ultimately ends up reaching even more people than an outdoor event would have. But there's something special about outdoor events, and we sure as heck hope to be able to permit those and run those in the future.
Absolutely. Speaking of outdoors, want to let people know the Depew Park will be closed on Sundays to motor vehicles. So I actually went up there this afternoon with my children, had a great time looking at everything that's happening over there. The school district's football field is underway and it's coming along fantastic. My son was excited looking at it, and I was too. The turf field is certainly underway. So thank you to the school district for all of their work on trying to make this happen. It looks like it may be done before the winter hits us. But the Pew Park will be closed on Sundays and motor vehicles will be out there riding bicycles. So join us if you would like to. I may try to make it this weekend. Hope to see some of you out there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bicycling is a very, very popular activity. A lot of people love to ride bikes, and there's nothing quite like it when you're a kid, just getting up on a bike for the first time without training wheels. It's like flying. Every kid should be able to do that in a safe place
Absolutely.
where the parents don't need to worry about cars. So that's what's going on in Depew Park on Sunday mornings. No cars, just bikes.
In the downtown business improvement district, they are installing new banners throughout the entire downtown, the business improvement district, and we've been collaborating with them as we always do, as a city of Peekskill. And these new banners that they have up are really, really what defines the city of Peekskill. There's some really, really diverse banners, and they have different people on the actual different people from Peekskill on the actual banners, and it says "We are Peekskill." And in the times that we're facing right now across the nation and across our world, pushing that message of diversity and how we appreciate it and how it's helped us thrive in this wonderful city, I think is important and valuable. And to see these flyers, I mean, I think people are going to be more and more welcomed when they start coming back to the downtown as we start to reopen and start to see these flyers and banners up. It's phenomenal. And I think the bid did a wonderful job with this one, as they always do. But this one was really, really heartfelt, I believe, and it was striking. So you'll see different banners throughout the city. The city just agreed last night at the council meeting to approve the fee waiver to allow them to install these wonderful banners throughout the city of Peekskill. So keep an eye out for those.
Yep, and I know folks, they love to see the artwork and the posters in the windows. And on the corner of North Division, there's this beautiful photography exhibit. I know you're
Oh yeah,
on
oh yeah.
Morris that. I mean, it's really amazing when you can walk down the street and see these incredible portraits of people you know, your own neighbors and others. So that kind of activity, in plus what the bid is doing, really makes the street a fun place to walk down,
Oh
and
yeah, absolutely.
it's very affirming to the community.
There
So
it is. And so for those of you who are watching these weekly meetings, I got good news. And for those of you who just happen to check us out on the city website or on the government channel or on our YouTube channel or on our social media channel, the city of Peekskill, we have just installed new radio equipment. So hopefully there will be some audio improvements for those of you who watch it from home on your computer or watch it on your cell phone, your your desktop or laptop, whatever it is that you have. We have some new audio that was installed in the city of Peekskill, I believe just today, as a matter of fact. So thanks to Mike Miner for all the work that he's done for decades to try to make sure that the people can actually see and hear everything that happens in the city of Peekskill. And I look forward to checking out these new improvements that we have. So you should be able to tune in and hear the city better than ever after today.
Yep, no, definitely. And in this day and age, with the remote meetings, there's a lot more technology involved
Absolutely.
to manage, and it's been a learning process. Mike is great, and our clerk Deborah Petrosky manages the meeting technology for the city council, along with my assistant Cassandra. There's a lot that goes into it, and when and if when we get to the in-person meetings again in the council chambers, we're going to maintain the remote access, and that'll
Right.
everybody will have to use computers in a new way, and it's going to be interesting. But it's work that we need to do in order to create public access, because people want to know, and they have a right to know anything they want to know about city operations and council decision making and so on. So keeping that open, keeping the audio good, keeping it on TV, having it go out over the internet, having people be able to call in and ask questions, those are all very important.
Yeah, certainly are. And speaking of city operations, there are some vacancies on some of the boards in the city of Peekskill. So family, friends, businesses, residents, tenants, all alike. If you're interested in getting involved in what's happening in your city, please check out our city website. I will get back on social media and I will be posting some information about some of these vacancies on my social media page as well to help push the word out there that the city is already doing on our social media website, government channel, council meetings, and these weekly meetings. But as of right now, I wanted to give a special thanks again. I did on the council meeting last night, but I want to do it again publicly for Michael Kane. He was the board chair, the chair of the Peekskill Housing Authority Board, and he has decided to step down and do and take other opportunities. So success for nothing but success for him in his endeavors and whatever he decides to do. But this also means there's an opportunity for somebody else to please consider stepping up. We have a vacancy and a vice chair vacancy on the Peekskill Housing Authority Board, and numerous boards in the city may have vacancies. So don't be afraid to apply. Send a resume in or send a letter of interest into myself, to the city manager, or to members of the council, and we will certainly reach out to you and let you know exactly what we think, what we feel, and we welcome people to please submit your information. But the Housing Authority Board is now vacant for, I believe, 2 seats, the vice chair and the chair. So anyone interested, please contact us. It's a city manager appointment with the council approval. So you can send your resumes directly to the city manager or to any of the council members, and we'll get it over to them.
Planning board, zoning board, there's all these land use boards, and there's a lot of committees too. People can participate in the Parks and Activities Committee, the Conservation Advisory Committee. And I often frequently say, City of Peekskill probably has, in the neighborhood of 250 employees. There's another 250 people who are very directly involved on boards and committees.
Oh, absolutely.
And volunteering, and we really appreciate that, and put a lot of work into supporting those groups so that they can really help the city.
Absolutely, absolutely. I know that the Youth Borough Board right now, I wasn't able to attend the last Youth Borough Board meeting because it was on the same day as the Human Relations Commission meeting. But the Youth Borough is working on something with the city now, with the school district, and I believe with the health center on a final Census 2020 event, virtual event, to try to get more people to get out there and do their census. So the city of Peekskill is now at 60.1% of people completed the census. So people, please, 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 if you're watching this video, please ask your neighbor, text your friend, text a neighbor, text a relative that lives in the city and ask them if they've done their census. If not, tell them, encourage them to please do so. We're only at 60%. It's better than we were a week ago, but it's not nearly near where we need to be. So please consider doing your census 2020. You can Google information on the census, CENSUS 2020, and all the information you need will come up.
People wonder why it's so important, and it's among other things, it's dollars and cents, folks. An undercount in Peekskill or the county of Westchester means less money coming in from the federal government for the kinds of programs, infrastructure, and human needs that we have. And an undercount also means less representation when they draw the districts for congressional seats. So it's just really important. Peekskill, we know Peekskill's got 25,000 people or more in it. If we get an accurate count, it means a whole lot.
Absolutely. So, last thing I wanted to mention on my side, Andy, was just the micro enterprise grant. We'll be sharing some information about that. Hopefully, by the end of this month, the micro enterprise grant is a grant that is for minorities, women, and Black-owned enterprises. And hopefully by the end of this month, I know a lot of things have been stalled because of COVID, but hopefully by the end of this month, we can have some information on that. It'll certainly be on our city website. I will certainly post it on our city Facebook page as well as my personal city, my public figure Facebook page as well. So as soon as we get more information on that, I will make sure that we share. But please, people, keep a lookout for that. That's a very, very, very important grant and it can be very useful to anyone starting a business or running a business independently.
Yeah, and anybody who is in business or looking to start a business, they're always welcome to call our economic development specialist, Matt Rudikoff. He works in the
Absolutely.
planning department, and he's constantly working on programs to try to promote employment in the city and promote business growth, and he's there to help. You could also, obviously, people need to go to the building department, and they can come to my office. They can meet with the mayor, but Matt is especially skilled when it comes to financing. And the city council actually just approved a new way for businesses to finance energy efficiency upgrade.
Yes.
So if you have a
Yeah.
project where you have an old building, you need a boiler, you need a roof, you need windows, other things like that, and you're looking to finance that, there are tools that you might not be aware of that could be available through the city of Peekskill. So you should definitely contact our planning department or my office regarding that.
Absolutely. So, Andy, if you could just mention a few things about the task force too before I check
Yeah,
out of here this evening.
I'd love to do that. So first of all, we have a really wonderful organizing committee that's been meeting to follow up on the governor's mandate that every single police department in the state reach out to the community, have a process that results in recommendations of police reform addressing the historic racial disparities and injustices in the United States. And City of Peekskill takes us super seriously. We're having our first public meeting on October 1st, the Thursday. It's 7 o'clock. It'll be both remote and in the council chambers. And at that meeting, the committee chaired by the mayor, but with also Valerie Eaton from the NAACP, Police Chief Halmy, Susie Erdy from the Human Relations Committee, and I know I'm forgetting somebody.
Mayo.
Mayo Bartlett, who's been wonderful, is participating on behalf of the county task force. We're going to have that meeting. We're going to describe the scope of the project, provide some background information about the city's police department, its current policies and procedures that relate to the matters, especially coming out of after George Floyd's death and other incidents like that, to really ask tough questions about how we do policing and listen to the community. So there'll be a chance for public comment and for folks to start getting their ideas and issues on the table for consideration. At that meeting, we'll also have the presence of folks who are being appointed to the task force, and that team of people who don't know who they are yet, by the way. We've had a couple of dozen people put in information, and really wonderful, wonderful people. That group is going to have to then invent its own process for having further public meetings, taking public comment, soliciting research and policy guidance wherever they can find it, and ultimately helping put together recommendations that will go to the city council for review before April of 2021. So
Right.
exciting project, it's an important project. Just note, there's so many different ways people can participate. I just been in a little back and forth with our library. The library is planning on creating a kind of a special shelf of books and really kind of providing resources to people who are interested in learning about policing, learning about the history of racial injustice in the country, and kind of putting those ideas together. And so they're going to contribute in a way that they can maybe have a book group or a reading list that other people can
That's
look at.
awesome.
So every single group in the city can participate in some way. So
Absolutely.
if you're a part of a group or it's an individual very interested, please don't fail. Show up on October 1st. Let us know your thoughts, and we'll take it from there.
Absolutely. And I just want to remind people too that is going to be the first meeting that we actually hold in the city of Peekskill. Everything that's going on behind the scenes right now, I know somebody mentioned this at a council meeting the other night, about pretty much being transparent about this board. The meetings that we've had behind the scenes about this now is just the organizing committee. which we're just literally trying to organize to create an actual board. So there hasn't been any legislation or policy or discussion of that. We're at the stages now, we're just trying to get people to actually submit letters of interest or resumes so we can actually form a board in order to actually have those conversations and that dialogue. So right now, the meat of the conversation has just been who are we going to get on this board, how many resumes we have to review, and when we are going to reach out to these people to actually create the actual board. So we're at the beginning stages still, but we're well on our way. Well on our way.
I realized who I forgot on the organizing committee, and that was
You.
Ramon Fernandez.
Oh, okay.
He was great. He's the
You didn't mention you or him.
and so, but that group's going to grow.
Absolutely. So that's it on my end, Andy. You all good on your side?
Very much. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Thanks again. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And everyone else, thanks for tuning in. Please be sure to share this information. It'll be on your city website, city government page, as well as your city government channel. So God bless you all, and God bless one of the greatest cities on earth.
Absolutely. Thank you. Good night.